Yo, you got some bitch ass niggas on freaking social media. They love that juice, that orange juice, Trump's ass. They love squeezing Trump's ass and just sucking the juice out of his orange ass. These are coon ass slave Toby Chicken George niggas talking about, oh, as long as we get the orange man out, everything is fine. No logical thinking Democrat, right, thinks that, oh, once you get rid of Trump, then all the black problems are solved. No one thinks that. No one thinks that. The reason why people don't want Trump in office is because he's dishonest and he's diabolical and he's disingenuous. If he's doing something, he's not doing it for the sole purpose of, oh, I'm doing the right thing. He's doing it to get points. Anything that he's not doing financially doesn't to enrich himself and his double dealings is only for brownie political points. That's it. Because everything he does that's quote unquote good or cool are in very small measures. So like, oh, Trump got Lil Wayne out of jail. Oh, Trump got A$AP Rocky out of jail. And so he got a bunch of niggas out of jail. A bunch of niggas that don't contribute or do nothing or for anything for a black society. Right? Lil Wayne, he must have saw a Lil Wayne clip saying, oh, Lil Wayne says that there's no such thing as racism because my black ass was thinking I'm in the gang, I got a gun and all this other stuff, and a white cop saved me. And all this other stuff. So because a white cop saved me, that means there's no such thing as racism. This is the type of niggas that y'all other niggas, a white cop saving him. So because a white cop saving him, then means there's no such thing as racism. If I was Trump's ass, yes, I would save him too, right? He's saving a bunch of Negroes that don't do anything for anything. If those Negroes was locked up, that will have no negative or positive impact on black America. If Trump is so not racist and so pro-black, right? Why don't he set free some political prisoners? There's still black political prisoners in jail right now doing time. But they ass is still there. Right? So what the hell are y'all niggas talking about? It's like do y'all hate Obama so much that you trade in your integrity and your common sense? Do you hate the Democratic Party so much that you gonna give a middle finger up to them so much to the point where you trade in your integrity and common sense? Like you got these ass kissing docile Negroes like Dynasty Hamir, these fake Pan-Africanists, right? And Gala Genesis and all this other stuff, just talking just nonsense. Like, talking about how they like what was he saying? He was saying like how they have these rules that have been in place for years, far as like marijuana. Oh, if you have marijuana, right, get arrested for marijuana and things like that. Yeah, they chastise you and all these other things, right? So he's saying this in the same breath as cheerleading for Trump like a bitch, right? So everyone knows that it's the Democratic states that are trying to decriminalize the use of marijuana, right? Republicans are not in favor of decriminalizing marijuana. They're still in the 60s and 70s thinking that marijuana is bad and marijuana is evil, even going further back to the 30s, probably to the 40s, saying like, oh yeah, about reefer madness and that black jazz musicians do or criminals. Look, they do weed. Even back then to the Billie Holiday and stuff like that doing drugs. Oh yeah, look at all these black people, these potheads, these drug heads, these weed heads, and all this other stuff. These the Mexicans and the blacks with the reefer madness, right? What did Donald Trump do to decriminalize marijuana? Nothing. All his constituents that are in red states there's still no recreational marijuana. It's even hard to even get them to do marijuana for medicinal purposes. For medicinal medical purposes, you still have to fight for them for that. But here, his stupid ass is bitching, crying about how Donald Trump is better while doing nothing about the demonization of marijuana. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? And the crazy thing about it is that they're both from red states, right? They're both from red states. Pegasus, he's from Virginia. Virginia is red. It may be purple, but I'm sure it's pretty more on the red side, especially with its policies. Virginia, marijuana is still illegal for medicinal purposes as well as recreational purposes. So black people there are still being demonized, right? They're still being demonized there for just having weed, right? So, like I said, this is in the same breath where, against, they're squeezing and kissing Donald Trump's ass at the same time, and they are in Republican states that are still pushing these policies, but they're mad at the Democrats, right? You got then you got Princess Dynamis Hamir. It's a freaking Arabic name. It's not even an African name. He got a freaking Arabic name, probably thinking it's African, but it's not. He left Sacramento, California, which is a liberal blue state where they don't criminalize marijuana at all. He moved all the way down to the racist, conservative, Confederate, Republican, red state Bible Belt that still has and never changed or moved the needle as far as anything progressive for the benefit of black people. Georgia still has laws on the books where you can't even use medical marijuana, let alone recreational marijuana. And again, to their point, they're saying that affects black people. But here they are again, blaming Democrats. What is your beloved Donald Trump doing to decriminalize marijuana? He could do it with a stroke of a pen. He had 4 years to do it. He did nothing. He didn't do shit. This is why these guys are fucking retarded ass kissing, white ass kissing Republicans, because what they're saying doesn't make any sense when you put it on the world stage politically and see how it plays out. They talk about Mr. Pegasus spoke about the crime bill. The crime bill was a bipartisan bill, which means I have to break it down because some of y'all are not that politically inclined. All a bipartisan decision and this bipartisan bill meant, the crime bill meant, was that you had Republicans and you had Democrats that came to an agreement. They put things in the crime bill that Republicans like. Democrats put things in the crime bill that they like. They put it all in there. None of them really agree with it. It was a half measure, but that's the only way either party could have got things in there that they wanted. And the only person that I know that said, hey, look, this is going to hurt black people was Bernie Sanders. Maybe there was other people that said it, but as far as I know, it was Bernie Sanders like, hey, look, this crime bill, as far as like the quote unquote war on drugs, is going to devastate black people. I don't think any Republican said anything at all. But again, they have to blame Democrats like they're the only person that was galvanizing towards this type of bills, and the Republicans just there twiddling their finger, going like grasping their pearls, like, oh my gosh, the Democrats are treating black people so horribly. No, either the Republicans are behind it or the Republicans are pushing for it. The Republicans don't push for anything black or progressive at all. So what? So these two goddamn fools are here shucking and jiving for the Republican Party. Like I said, when you put up on the world stage, it makes no sense. It's very clear of what they're doing to people who are inclined to know what's going on in the real world. Yeah, these twos are fucking total fools complaining about gas prices. Like Joe Biden sets the stage and sets the standard for gas prices. OPEC, the oil oligarchs, set the prices for the rate of oil per gallon in the world. Those are the ones that do that. And they're making it seem like Joe Biden is responsible for Putin invading Ukraine. And it's not due to NATO because Zelensky said we're not going to join NATO, and Putin invaded anyway, right? Because the whole thing was like, hey, I don't want NATO at my front door, right? If Ukraine joins NATO, right? So it's a fucking Republican cop-out plea for people who are too stupid or to understand what's going on, right? So that's a cop-out. And they also not going to tell you about, and I did a video about that, about Trump almost causing World War III by actually killing an Iranian general, Soleimani. That's when World War III almost broke out because Trump is a shitty, well, he's a shitty president, period, unless you're rich or white or a Bible thumping idiot, right? Thinking that's going to be Armageddon is the coming of the world, the end of the world there. And that's the only people who think he has good foreign policy, right? Then they're going to end up saying that, like making lies about the pipelines and all types of other stupidness. Then you can poke fun at Joe Biden. I don't care if Joe Biden is a fucking racist. He's weak as shit. He is a lot of things he's not doing for black people as well. But then they want to talk about, poke fun at him and things like that. Trump is not a smart person. Remember the hurricane was coming and people were trying to do things to stop the hurricane, and he wanted to nuke a hurricane. He says that he's so corrupt, right, and such a freaking fool that he's going to say, like the wind turbines for wind energy, he said when you stand next to it, it causes cancer. This is the same motherfucker that told you to inject bleach and inject light in you because that kills coronavirus. These fucking idiots shouldn't say nothing about a president being stupid when Donald Trump is the most idiotic simpleton that ever became president in the history of the world. He makes George Bush look like Steve Hawking. And George Bush is way more smarter than Donald Trump. You know why? Because when George Bush, he knows his shortcomings. But he had Dick Cheney. He had Condoleezza Rice. He had Colin Powell. He had a lot of people in his corner that was very smart. Not Trump. Trump just want yes men. And that's why we got fools like this are just saying yes to whatever Donald Trump says. So whatever, man. I just had to vent this out for a while because I hate when fucking people tell lies or just have a platform where they just say stupid shit and no one checks them. So thanks for listening. Peace.
African Americans did go out and they did march to those voting polls and they voted for President Donald J. Trump. That's why he's the president. The problem that we have is the left, the Democrats, the liberals that keep pushing an agenda and they're not effective with it.
Right.
They want the same old, same old. They love that people burn down their communities. President Trump wants to build back these communities.
That's right.
President Trump wants to stop the violence. So he is going to be a president, not just for a good president, not just for black people, but for all people.
That's right.
Do you see yourself as African Americans, or do you see yourself as American Americans?
I see myself as American.
That's right.
Because at the end of the day, I'm American. I matter. I'm part of the majority.
That's right.
And my president, President Trump, is working for all of us.
And I've never been to Africa, so I am an American.
You will know. He just lied about how many people were at the inauguration. Everybody could see that it wasn't as big as Obama's, and yet he was going on about it.
Let me stop you. Let me go ahead and stop you and get you straight.
Right.
You mean the very fake news lie? We were there. There were thousands upon thousands of people there at the inauguration. We were there. We saw it with our own eyes.
That's right.
I think, honestly, Diamond, I think it was easier to see it from the camera positions at the top. And you really could see there were more people there under Obama than there were under Trump. I mean, it was just the evidence
Okay,
with the eyes.
so why are you debating me with this question? Because the inauguration is over.
I suppose I'm just interested in what you think, because you obviously love the guy. What you think.
I absolutely do. He's our president.
When he sometimes on occasion just says stuff that is just stupid, what do you think? I mean, do you think that's just Donald talking?
My president, wait a minute. My president never says anything that's stupid. And see, that's what's wrong with you left people.
Mm-hmm.
You all always want to be so politically correct. Well, he's not politically correct. He's honest, and we love him for his honesty.
Many people are saying he's had a slightly rocky start. He lost Michael Flynn. He's obviously Jeff Sessions, the Attorney General, has had to recuse himself from certain things. Lots of questions over the original travel ban. Do you think it's been a bit messy? Who do you blame for that? Do you blame Donald Trump for that, or who do you blame?
I blame the media for taking and conjuring up a story about the Russians, insulting the American people, the millions that got out and voted for our president, President Donald Trump. It was not the Russians that hacked the election.
That's right.
The American people hacked it. We went to the polls and we voted for him.
Is there anything this guy could do where you wouldn't say you're on his side? I mean, you wouldn't get in a car and let him drive you over a cliff, would you? So is there anything this bloke can do that is wrong?
He don't do anything wrong. See, that's the way you all mess up. You get it wrong. You think it's wrong because it's not your way. What he's doing is the American way. He is trying to secure the border to keep people safe. He is trying to keep people from coming into our country wanting to chop off our heads. The people that come from these certain countries that do not like Americans. He is trying to create the atmosphere where people are thriving again, where the inner and urban cities are being built again. That's what he's doing. So we, the American people, we love it. So there is nothing my president can do to make me feel sore. He makes us happy every single day. We love him.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, everybody makes mistakes. It would be very odd if Donald Trump didn't make some mistakes. And I'm just wondering if you can think of anything. Can you think of anything he's done that was a mistake? Because if you can't, it probably tells us that you're just big fans and you're just on his side come what may.
Well, you know what? The only mistake that I can think of is the mistake is not continuously, every single day, all day, keeping the very fake news straight. He need to do it on a regular basis every day. Tweet it out every day about the fake news and don't stop that. Listen, our president don't make mistakes.
And we were very loyal to our president. We trust his decision. We trust that he's going to make the right decision in the way that it will affect the American people. We trust that he wants to do things that's going to benefit us and not hurt us. We trust his judgment. That's why we voted for him and not a politician.
That's right.
Can I ask, do you two ever disagree yourselves between the two of you, or do you always agree on everything?
We agree to disagree when we have a disagreement.
That's right.
Diamond, Silk, thank you so much.
On television. I say they are.
I see these two lovely ladies.
He was just short of saying that, was he not?
I see these two nice ladies. I think we all saw this coming, except for the oblivious couple that's in the middle of this. We're talking about the modern day minstrel show known as Diamond and Silk, aka Shuck and Jive.
AKA Amos and Andy.
Amos and Andy, aka Step and Fetch It, aka Coon A Ree,
AKA Raw and Chester.
If you're not familiar with our two ladies over here, here's a little bit of their act. A little sample for you.
Trump's your president. He's your president. He's a president. Trump's your president. He's your president. He's your president. Trump's your president.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ. It's like a bad sequel to Baps.
Yeah.
God damn. So if you don't know about
No,
these
Babs
two,
is roots compared to this.
yeah.
God damn, man.
I feel like I need to apologize to Baps.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, because Babs is trying to make a point just badly, but this is horrible. And you know, never mind. Go ahead. I'm going to go off.
I know. No, please.
I don't want to. I don't want to pull a Corey and Martin.
No, that's fine. We can be here all night for
I'm
this.
fucking with you.
Honestly, they have been completely off my radar.
Oh, really?
And they on everybody's radar right now.
Yeah.
Because as you just saw that little number right now, they also did this song and dance for Fox News. That's where they really know. They had an outlet. They had a little corner on Fox News where they were able to come in and do all their shucking and jiving over there. They did their song and dance for Fox News until those white folks over there said,
Cut it.
I tire of these Negroes.
Bring back to New
Back to the field with you. Yes.